Website DIY. So laptop underneath this stuff, it basically needed a micro repair. I'm not set up. I have some of the tools. I don't have the microscope, but I have a magnifying glass, stuff like that. Actually, free hands. I don't have those just yet. I'm trying to make some stuff, but so far, I mean, even these tablets are pretty good, but I want to fix as much as I could. It was, but I just wasn't set up for micro repair when repairing electronics. You take this stuff apart, and then if you don't, just to see what's going on, and if you're not like experienced enough to actually like use voltmeter and test and look for the problems, then you're just gonna reassemble it and still not work. So that's one of the things to be ready for. The other thing is even like one having spare parts, but powering on, testing, and the D drive is filled up on this. A lot of experienced people probably already know that it shouldn't be. It's got probably two operating systems on there. I think I saw a Windows 7, and from what I researched, those are partitions and things for just the operating system. So this got filled up somehow, maybe a file. Um, there could be malware on the D drive, but it's filled up. It's around 32 gigabytes and stuff. But what I did with this was I unlocked the hard drive, and I was back and forth. I didn't, but it turns out it's a 1 terabyte hard drive. So there was a passcode, and I bypassed that. I factory restored it, and then it started crashing. And I think the D drive is what's wrong with it now. If I could just log in, let things cycle. I put 8 gigabytes of RAM. I'm kind of $60. And then into this a boot disk. It's a USB with operating systems on there, and then I bought a 500 gigabyte external just for any emergency backups, and then or stuff like that too. And I think it's USB. So that could also do is replace the hard drive, and that's going to take a roughly around thing is um you know you want to get a new hard drive if you want to save and test the locked hard drive. And and ideally I actually took this, just unscrewed two screws towards the feet, and then put some of the tools up there. I actually can open it up, and it was just mostly held by clips, but I could unplug this to the the board, I guess. This is kind of off a little bit, this tape. But this hard drive is locked, and it's only a 500 gigabytes right there and stuff. Etc. If so, it's got a passcode. If I can't, well, not a lot of people have the machine or like a separate like plug where you could scan and maybe unlock without scan for a passcode, stuff like that, to unlock and see whatever files. I don't have that right. That's just going to be something else. But so I got to replace this, um, which is around $45. And then I got to replace I don't have to, but I want to. It's a DDR3, 4 gigabytes. This could actually work in my the laptop that has the bad display and keyboard. It's pretty reliable. It's just that needs micro repairs, stuff like that. So that's around $10. I gotta take out the motherboard, change the thermal paste, and the battery, which is another 10. So that's roughly around 70. I bought the power adapter for this, that was 15. And then with the new hard drive, I would need an installation disc. I have a boot disc that might work, but I might try, and just any other. And those run around $20. The thing is, it's money. So this is the third system. Actually, two might be working. One system is having, I don't know how to really like micro repair stuff. So computer, and then I'll just have just a basic stock computer, which is pretty good. That can event, it'll be unlocked, and then I could actually copy and duplicate, I think, or back up the operating system onto a separate USB storage, which I don't have, but USB 3.0. So I think that's what I'm going to do for this, is try to unlock it just like the other. So I'm going to try to clean it up as much as I can first, and then just unlock it. I'm not sure if the cages are in there, so gotta do some research on that. So it's got a newer but older, and these slots right down here are actually expansion slots for like sound cards. There's a Wi-Fi card. I'm starting to. It'll be interesting if that was a laptop. It's got fans on the power supply and also on the case, and the CPU. So it's got 3 fans, which are pretty nice. And what I want to try to check is if, yeah, there's no cage. So, and also, um, just this is the power supply, and this is actually the data. Um, Trying to wire or wind a few things like this right here. I could probably use a 3.5 inch and a 2.5 inch. And then this right here, it looks like it's for 2 more 2.5s and stuff. So just trying to figure out these cables and stuff. This might be for the pin type of 2.5s, which I might have a 1 GB of. And there's also just looking over a lot of the stickers and seeing if there's any useful information. But yeah, I would act the rest of the cables like this one, which is going to go to a SATA. Some of these other cables might be caught up somewhere, or might be just a power. You want to be able to know how many of some goes to the DVD-ROM, um, which is pretty interesting. And here's another kind of like power type of cable, but I'm trying to actually or that might be with this one, and those two might be with the other one, and just seeing well, that's actually connected to the DVD-ROM, so that's pretty much disconnected, or basically it might, you know, so with what I have, but it's gonna basically. So yeah, I just checked, these RAMs are 4 GB, and I'm pretty sure like these RAMs are actually pretty expensive. Could cost some money. There's some type of connector that isn't connected. Um, a good space. That might even be for like a floppy drive, and this right here is for pretty much 2.5 um, hard disks. So those are available. It's just they're I've been kind of looking at 2 terabytes for 40, which is a really good deal compared to certain other storage. The only thing is now I'm pretty sure this. The only thing is the type of how a lot of PC builders are really familiar with the connectors. Um, and then they do have adapters, and some PC connectors do will require a small different type of adapter just to have the like this one. These are like pretty much the for the hard drives. These are the datas, and the other two are for pretty much the power management and stuff. So it's not going to be like as compared to like so I mean 5-inch with mounting caddy hard disk drive. I guess they're $18 for two of them. A lot of these are like 32 gigabytes for two, but I want 4, 8, 16 gigabytes. So I would actually, this is DDR3L. It looks just the same. So I gotta do. I mean, Google says it's DDR5, but as you know, other specs and how these actually look. But yeah, these might be the right ones, and they're two for $19 compared to getting the wrong item and stuff like that. Um, which is a really good caddy, hard drive caddy, 17 for two. So DDR5, 1600 megahertz. Um, these other one, it's actually a DDR3L compared to what Google says the PC really is. And the same thing with these really high end. The DDR5s are basically something else, and I think the L is for long, um, and then the rest. But this would go good with the workstation. So it's pretty crazy. SATA hard disk drive. So what could SAS hard drive, not SATA hard drive? Um, um, but it's just how short those connectors are, and how what they're close to. There will be another DVD-ROM kind of um, right underneath, or maybe yeah, or maybe. So it's got all types of cool memory card slots, are really on top, all different sizes, which I don't really, well, I do have, but RW. So that stuff, that's opening. Um, there's a couple USBs right there. This case gets really attracts a lot of. I mean, there's also like a Chrome. This would actually look really nice with my external 500 gigabytes. Stuff like how things